This is Daymar, a wasteland of a moon that, despite its rocky bleakness, somehow manages to evoke a sense of awe. There's a hard-to-define, stark, majestic beauty here that conveys the impression of a solid, tangible and believable world. And that really is something that's immensely important to the sensation of exploration in any game. So the experience of exploration, the experience of travelling, is something that I wanted to focus on for Star Citizen in this particular video. There's many other aspects about Star Citizen that we could discuss, and that includes areas of the game that are still in much need of development or haven't yet even been developed. We'll know about those. It also means different aspects of the game and different areas of gameplay that have already been developed. But for the purposes of this video, I want to focus on purely exploration and travel. So, let's start with a bit of information about Daymar, the moon we're on right here. Named after the middle brother of the three siblings featured in the 25th century children's tale, A Gift for Baba, this is the largest of Crusader's moons. Daymar's slightly eccentric orbit is set to represent his ease at getting lost in the story. That is from the Ark star map, which you can find linked in the video description. Meanwhile, the Star Citizen wiki tells us that Daymar has a non-breathable nitrogen-methane atmosphere with trace amounts of hydrogen. It's therefore toxic to humans. Dust storms are also frequent on the planet, which will have an effect on visibility, and we kind of saw a little bit of that as we landed at the little outpost back there. Now I just want to take a moment to admire the beauty of this world. Now sure, Star Citizen does have some worlds with vegetation and others with the snow-capped mountains, many other different variations in fact, but I think it speaks volumes that a barren moon like Daymar, or indeed any one of the other barren moons, can look so good. For me at least, it makes exploring the surface of these areas very engaging. Now, how you feel about this will depend upon your approach to exploration within a game. If you're looking for a whole selection of in-depth game loops, then unfortunately those are very limited in Star Citizen, at least when it comes to exploration. Sure, you can do a few missions, some mining, or a bit of trading, but the extent of these things still requires some more development. Quite often, however, I want a different type of exploration altogether. And on these types of occasions, I love nothing more than just chilling out to a journey into the wilderness. And that can mean a walk along the ridges of craters, like we just saw, flying over the surface of moons, checking out small buildings, or even looking for the occasional mining nodes. I guess it's a little akin to hiking without a predetermined route. It's something I really do enjoy in games, but to be honest, it's an area that not many games can deliver on. Yet, thanks to Star Citizen's high-quality worlds, and what I personally feel to be a pretty decent travel system, then, well, Star Citizen actually delivers very nicely on this form of exploration. Ultimately though, whether or not you enjoy this type of thing yourself really depends on what you are looking for. And I know this leads to a lot of understandable uncertainty. After all, it's easily one of the biggest wrinkles in the entire Star Citizen cycle, and one that essentially means Star Citizen needs to be viewed with a lot of forethought. We all know Star Citizen has a long way to go. We also know that there's no solid timeframes for when, or even if, regarding a lot of planned content. Yet, even with those types of thoughts very much in my mind, I always find it a pleasure to explore the vibrant and varied worlds that the game has to offer. A part of that enjoyment comes from the sheer contrast available. And moving from the barren moon of Daymar to the city world of ArkCorp is a great example of this contrast. So, this brings me on to the subject of travelling itself, which I touched on briefly earlier. I mentioned that high-quality environments are essential for the style of exploration that I described earlier. Of equal importance is the quality of the travel mechanics in a game. Now, generally speaking, Star Citizen does an excellent job here, from walking around on foot to entering the ship and the very important walking through the ships and onwards to lifting off and even the flight model and then travelling up into orbit. The entire process is extremely smooth with no obvious transitions or pauses. Of course though, most people will agree that the Moby-Glass star map is clunky, cumbersome and a real bother to use. It's an area that clearly needs a lot of work. However, once you have a route logged in and the quantum drive spooled up, the travelling between worlds and across the star system is actually pretty decent. For me then, the combination of a decent travel system, well-designed vehicles and high-quality environments are the vital foundations of great exploration. Yet as a foundation, so many games seem to get wrong. When a game gets it right, however, it usually results in some excellent games. Other games that have got this right are of course GTA 5, Red Dead Redemption 2, and in my personal opinion even No Man's Sky. From a slightly different angle, Microsoft Flight Simulator also offers this in spades. All of those examples offer the three essential components of exploration and then layer the additional gameplay on top of it. It's one of the reasons that jumping on a horse and riding into the wilderness in Red Dead Redemption or taking a plane in Flight Simulator and exploring the world is so compelling. Now, where, when and if Star Citizen heads into the future, I have absolutely no idea. But what I do know is that the foundation elements of the great environments, quality vehicles and a decent travel system are certainly very much present. Now, this is a subject that I want to revisit with other games. There are a whole load of other titles out there that offer some stunning environments and all those other aspects I just mentioned. In addition to the titles I discussed earlier, there's also Skyrim and Horizon Zero Dawn, for example. I'm sure there's many other examples out there as well. So, what games have given you the best exploration experience? Do let me know in the comments section below. I just might take a look at those titles in a future video. As always, thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys and girls next time.